All right, guys, we are on day 2 of the NBA play-in tournament, April 16th. We have 2 games. We're going to get into all that. I've got 4 picks for you that I'm actually really excited about. Say that every video, obviously. I don't put out picks that I'm not excited about, but these in particular, it is going to be interesting. It kind of comes down to some of these decisions are based off of Josh Giddey's status. So let's look at the matchups we have for today. We've got the Miami Heat playing in Chicago against the Bulls, 220 over under, and the Bulls favored by 1.5. This was at 1 just a little bit ago. Not that a 0.5 bump is a lot, but they are leaning more towards the Bulls, it seems. And then we've got the Mavericks versus the Kings. Kings favored by 4.5 playing in Sacramento, 214 over under. This one's going to be interesting because the Mavericks have a lot of size and all of their bigs are healthy now. And Sabonis doesn't really match up well against Dallas anyways. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, especially with Malik Monk out. So who's going to step up? DeMar DeRozan doesn't typically play well against the Mavericks. Zach LaVine, I just don't know how this is going to play out, but it's favoring the Kings. I think Sabonis is going to have to step up and have one of the best games he's ever had against the Mavericks, but I'm not taking a chance on it. Anyways, let's talk about the plays. Unable to display the Underdog desktop still. They're making changes in my state, and so right now it's only letting me do the mobile app, but I'll tell you what I've got for Underdog as well. It's just one play is different, but going to be going with Tyler Herro over 35.5 PRA. Love this matchup, love this situation. I think Herro's going to absolutely get it done, so taking him for more. Going Nikola Vucevic over 10 rebounds. This is one of the plays that's different on Underdog. It's 10.5 on Underdog, and I'm still taking it. They're giving us a little multiplier booster there as well. So yeah, going to be going with 10 or 10.5 rebounds for more for Vucevic. Keegan Murray, probably my favorite play of the day. 17.5 points, rebounds. And then obviously this Max Christie 6.5 points is beautiful. I'll take this all day. On top of that, I mean, I liked his full PRA, but I just got to take the 6.5 points. Because that's just way too low. And Mavericks are just randomly kind of getting healthy at the right time. No Kyrie, but it's kind of crazy when you really look back on it. It's like if Kyrie was healthy, the Mavericks would be kind of scary going into the playoffs. Not that they can't make a push here. So yeah, Max Christie is going to wrap it up, 6.5 points. If you guys haven't signed up for Underdog yet and you would like to, they're an official partner of mine, so use code JRUSSO, and they're going to hook you up with up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick to help you cash your first slip. All that information is down below. And if you guys don't mind, do me a favor and like the video, drop me a comment. That helps a lot. I've been talking about it on the channel, but I got restricted the other day, so YouTube is kind of messing with me a little bit, and I appealed it, and they still... They rejected my appeal. So I'm always hoping that my views and my exposure is not restricted, and the likes and comments help out a lot. So I appreciate the support. All right, so let's get into it. So Max Christie. I was kind of looking, he's never played a game in the head-to-head with all 3 of the bigs healthy together. So we don't have a sample size for that. So I was looking at individually. He's played individually with these 3 bigs. Maybe not Derek Lively, but I know he's played with Gafford without AD, and he's played with AD without Gafford. But if you look here, the history is great. 5 of his last matchups, he's cleared the PRA. So that's what I was first looking at. But it's mostly points, but one of the things I was looking at is this last outing against Sacramento, he had 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. So I was kind of interested in the rebounds and assists attached. But then the more I started thinking about it, he's got these 3 solid bigs playing. I'm not going to bet on him getting in there and getting rebounds as much as he would when they're not on the floor. So taking the points alone at 6.5. But yeah, so I'm loving this sample size of his history here. And the position, shooting guard, the points are the softest part of it too. 20th in points allowed, 1st in rebounds allowed to shooting guards, 11th in assists allowed. So we're going to take his points alone. I think he should get solid minutes even though he's not starting. So yeah, this is still set to the PRA. You can see why I was kind of digging the PRA too. The last 5, he's done it 4 out of his last 5. And then the one he missed, 1 more of any stat would have gotten it done. But let's go to the points. We'll take a look at that real quick. I'm going to try to be quick about this video. So yeah, he's exceeded this in 5 straight games. Let's zoom out a little bit. It's beautiful. 8 out of his last 10. And there's just not much not to like about this. let's see. He's also exceeded 6.5 points in 4 of his last 5 games on the road. So he's averaging 8.8 points per game on the road, 80% hit rate. So in these road games, he's averaging about 27 minutes. You can see that's really volatile though. Let's see if the attempts are too. Yeah, that's pretty wild. The attempts are super volatile. Like against the Clippers, he cashed it and he only had 3 shots. So how does that work out? I'm guessing like a couple threes. Yeah. So a couple free throws made, 1 3. And yeah, so he got there even on just 3 total attempts. The free throws definitely put him over the line there. But yeah, I mean, this really just comes down to a very low line for him and a matchup that's exploitable. He's not projected to be a starter. If we take a look here on RotoWire, they're projecting Klay Thompson to be the point guard starting. So that just seems so weird to me with Klay, but we saw Booker do it, so it's not uncommon for a shooting guard to bump over to the point guard position when needed. But I just never picture Klay as like much of a facilitator. He's always a catch and shoot type guy, so that's kind of interesting to me. So yeah, according to RotoWire, Max Christie will be coming off the bench, but he should still get his minutes, and I think he's going to be excited, to be in the postseason, and I think he can get us 7 points tonight. So let's take a look here. Already got it pulled up. I'll just refresh it. Yeah, they've got it super juiced on Daily Grind. 53.51% odds to hit the over -137. Everyone's got it heavily juiced to go over at 6.5. Makes you kind of wonder why they're giving it to us at 6.5. If every platform is like, this is super juiced. So go with your gut. I'm just not gonna take a chance on I'm not going to take a chance on attaching the rebounds and assists or the points rebounds. The points rebounds are favored to go over 9.5 still, relatively high juice, 52.67% odds to hit the over, but you're banking on him getting at least 3 rebounds. If he cashes his points and goes for 7, you're banking on him getting at least 3 rebounds, which he's capable of. He's a solid rebounder, but again, you have AD, Gafford, Lively. You've just got a lot of bigs. PJ Washington is good at getting rebounds. Not to mention you're playing against the Kings, who are good at getting rebounds. So just give me the points alone. But they like the points assists over as well. They're not feeling the full PRA. But that's about it for Max Christie. Let's keep it rolling. Tyler Herro. All right. So yeah, I was having some fun with the settings here. So if we look at the head-to-head on the PRA at 35.5, he's done it 3 out of 4 head-to-heads. None of these games were as consequential as this game is. And so I'm pretty confident that he's gonna take care of business tonight. He's probably gonna get really solid minutes if this game ends up being really close, which it's projected to be with a just 1.5 point spread. So I think his minutes are going to be awesome tonight. Let's take a look here. So yeah, he's never gone over 36.5 minutes was his highest minutes. And ironically, that's the one where he didn't cash. He went for 35 flat, but that's really consistent. It's not like these are very volatile numbers. It's like, no, it's 35 to 43, anything in between every time he's matched up against Chicago. We know how soft Chicago is on defense. 28th in points allowed, 28th in rebounds allowed, 28th in assists allowed. He's a shooting guard, so let's go over to shooting guard. It's a little bit tighter, but still nothing impressive. 26th in points allowed, 26th in rebounds allowed, 14th in assists allowed. And I do want the full PRA because the rebounds and assists have been consistent. His worst outing was 8 rebounds and assists. So I'm confident in the points. Let's see. Let's look down here. If we look at his field goal attempts, his last outing, he shot 50%, but he had 26 field goal attempts. I was really tempted to take his field goal attempts today, but I just like the full PRA. I'm going to just kind of give myself, like a versatile approach to it. So there's different ways he can get us over the mark there. But yeah, and then as far as 3-pointers go, he didn't even shoot great his last 2 head-to-heads. 2 of 7, the same exact line, 29% in both of those head-to-heads. But yeah, this is just really going to come down. I think he's going to at least get 35 minutes tonight, if not 40 minutes. He's done this 3 out of his last 5, but that correlates with the minutes a little bit. You can see, especially against the Pelicans, he still went for 30 PRA. He only played 21 minutes. They went 153 to 104. He did not need to play more than 21 minutes. And then this game against Philly was actually a little bit closer. He did get 32.7 minutes and only went for 27 PRA. So there's just nothing not to like about this. If we look at the 2024 season, it's slowing down on me a little bit. 47%. Now let's see if if it looks better when he gets at least 35 minutes. Yeah, it cleans up a decent amount. 62% hit rate when he's getting at least 35 minutes. Let's see if he does end up knocking on the door of 40 minutes. The percentage kind of stays the same. Well, right at the 40-minute mark, it jumps up to 73%. So 8 out of 11 games where he played 40 minutes or more, he's cleared this. So 73% hit rate. I think he could get 40 minutes tonight if this is a close game. So let's take a look here. See what Daily Grind thinks about Tyler Herro. Well, they like his PRA as the top over. 52.54% odds to hit the over, -131. And once again, just about everyone that has it at 35.5 has solid juice on it. And then we have like a 50-50 shot on DraftKings at 36.5. So yeah, anyone that has it at 36.5 has it at 50-50. They like his points over as well, 24.5. They have that at a 51.86% odds to hit the over, -126. And then the points, rebounds, first quarter points. Looks like scoring related props. They're feeling like he's going over points, assists. So there's a couple pivot options there. They're not liking. They think that the under on this 6 assists is super juiced. 54.7% odds to hit the under, -141. It is all the way up at 6 on Prizepicks, and it's at 5.5 on every other platform, and still kind of favored to the under a little bit on some of these 50-50 or favoring the under. So you have some options here with Tyler. All right, so Vucevic, I'm really liking this play. So it opened at 9.5. We got it at 10, and it's all the way up at 10.5 on Underdog. I'm still taking it over. The last 5 games, he's cleared it. 4 out of his last 5, and then against Philly, he went for 8. So he missed it, but he was still pretty close. Going for 8 there. That was a game. Let's see if the minutes. Yeah, he played 16 minutes and he had 8 rebounds. So yeah, he's another guy who is a candidate for some extended minutes tonight. Now the whole situation with Josh Giddey is a real bummer because Josh Giddey typically dominates against Miami, like monster games. And that's the first person I was looking at. Then I started looking more into this issue with his arm. And the reason I'm staying away is because he's dealing with like tendonitis in his forearm, and it's affecting his hand. And they're going to let him play, but he was quoted saying it's really comes down to managing the pain. So when you talk tendonitis, if you get it, they describe it as a shooting pain. We've seen anytime you hear that word attached, it affects guys in football if they have it around their ankles or their feet. It's just, if this goes sour tonight, it could take him out of the game. So I hope he plays and does well, but I'm not going to take a chance on how that's going to affect him, and I was looking at his PRA, but that being said, I think that if he's not at 100%, there's a little bit of vacated rebounds there too for this prop with Vooch. And then the head-to-head, I think looks solid if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back. Yeah, so 5 straight head-to-heads with 11 rebounds or more. So that's why I'm comfortable with the 10.5 as well. That matched with the Giddey situation. And then Miami's 22nd in rebounds allowed to centers. So yeah, I like this. I'm going to be taking it for more. Let's take a look here. So he's 7.5. That's talking about his goblin. We don't really care about the goblin, bro. Let's zoom out a little bit. Look at the last 10. Why are we at 7.5? I don't want alt lines. Here, let's just put it at what we're getting it on Prizepicks at 10. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there was a run here where he wasn't hitting, and then it's really the back half of this where he's been heating up a little bit more, but the history of the matchup is looking solid, and like I said, the situation with Giddey, the importance of this play-in game, playing at home, just for fun. Let's look at his last 10 home games. Hopefully this doesn't look worse. No, so he does better at home. So 6 out of his last 10 home games, he's gone for 11 or more. And then 1 of those he went for 10, so he pushed. So 7 of his last 10 home games, he went for 10 or more. So yeah, I'm just taking the Vooch rebounds. It makes sense to me. Let's take a look here at Daily Grind. And then you guys got to come over to the Backdoor Fantasy Sports channel after this. I'm hopping on with Jordy. We're going to be putting out some more picks. All right, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't like this since it's gotten bumped so much. They still like it. Okay. They like it over 10. It's not super juiced, but when everyone else is at 9.5 and Prizepicks is at 10, the optimizer usually doesn't like that. But this is saying 50.02% odds to hit the over still. So barely any juice, but it's saying a lot that it's not favoring the under even. The 9.5s are super juiced. Pinnacle minus 126, BetMGM minus 140, bunch of minus 140s, minus 145. So they're really feeling confident about him going over 9.5. I think he's going for at least 11. So I took it on Underdog as well at 10.5. But you guys can go with your gut. They like his points assists over. There's a decent amount of juice. 20.5. They have it at 52.04% odds to hit the over minus 128. And that's, solid juice. We're seeing a lot more juice on these plays in the postseason because there's more certainty behind these minutes, behind the matchups, and so they like his assists over 3.5 too. I don't think that sounds bad. Rebounds and assists, I thought about taking this. So if you want to attach those assists, you're not really getting penalized at all. It's still 13.5. So the rebounds at 10, the assists at 3.5. There's no bump there. So you could take the rebounds and assists, 50.78% odds to hit the over minus 122. So you got some options here for Vooch. All right, let's wrap it up here. Keegan Murray. This is, did I say this was probably my favorite play? I think I did. So here's what I'm thinking. I'll try to make it quick. First of all, we can look at the matchup overall. 20th in points allowed, 24th in rebounds allowed. It's going to be a little bit tighter, I imagine. So just slightly. So a little bit tighter the power forward position. I mean, I don't know if AD is going to be on Keegan Murray, but they play the same position. Yeah, so 20th in points allowed, 18th in rebounds allowed. If we look at the 2024 season, he's already hit this without tweaking anything at a 61% hit rate. We've got Malik Monk out. So, that's going to improve his shot attempts a little bit, his minutes overall a little bit, because he's one of the consistent players. I'm sure he's starting. So he's starting at power forward. It's saying 80 is a game time decision, but he's for sure playing. We got a 61% hit rate without touching anything. So if we look at these last 5 games, I know he hasn't done this in these 3, but I think that's a minutes thing as well. Yeah, you can see the minutes got a little bit volatile, and you can see that he almost cashed against the Clippers. He had 9 points, 8 rebounds on 31.2 minutes. But when he's getting those 35 minutes, he's cashing it. And if we look at the 2024 season, so I think he's getting 35 minutes tonight. He's averaging 30, but that's, kind of pulled down a little bit because of these lower games. So the average is down a little bit, and the attempts are down a little bit. But he's been, he was dealing with a little bit of injury, missed a couple of games. He's been back for a minute now, and he's good to go. And Malik Monk is out of this game. So if we go back to the 2024 season and we take a look here, let's just say he gets 35 minutes tonight. I think that's a fair assessment. He's good on defense too, so they need him out there. He's cleared this 84% of the time when he gets 35 minutes, 32 out of 38. And look at this back half. It's pretty wild. So I think he's going to be able to get it done. Now let's take Monk out of the equation. 88% hit rate without Malik Monk when he plays 35 minutes. Let's just look at it without the minutes. So still 63% when Monk is not on the floor, regardless of his minutes. But yeah, here, even at just 33 minutes, if he gets 33 minutes or more without Malik Monk, it's a 91% hit rate, 10 out of 11 games. He's gotten it done. Now, we already know that he matches up well. In the head-to-head. Maybe I haven't shown you guys this yet. So yeah, 3 out of 4 games head-to-head against Dallas, he's gotten this done. And so I think, Yeah, he didn't in his most recent game. Let's look at that a little bit. 110 to 100. He still got 36 minutes. So yeah, the matchup is probably a little bit tough. Let's see, was Monk in that game? I don't know if I think I said he hasn't played Dallas without Monk yet. Yeah, so Monk was in that game. So I'm feeling good about it. I was looking at Sacramento. I was trying to get one player from every team. I managed to do it today. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, who on Sacramento is going to show up? I just am not confident that it's going to be DeRozan or Zach LaVine, because their history against the Mavericks is just too shaky. And same with Sabonis. Sabonis has cleared his PRA one time against Dallas ever, and that's out of like 8 games or something like that. And that's the last 2 games he was popping off. The thing is, these guys, Sabonis and Zach LaVine is kind of bouncing around, but Sabonis, his attempts just sit around 13. He never is going to be getting close to 20 attempts and actually being like a Jokic type, like force as far as like scoring a lot, or an Embiid type. Like, he just doesn't really do that much. He's a solid facilitator, but both of his last head-to-heads for Sabonis, he was under 40 PRA, and that's with him getting like 16 rebounds in one. I think he was getting like, in the teens for rebounds, and he was shooting like 40%. He just doesn't shoot the ball that much. So I think Keegan Murray is going to be one of the guys who has to step up tonight, because I don't think DeRozan is going to do it. I don't think LaVine is going to do it. And I think Sabonis will have a solid game, but Sabonis needs to take more shots. That's the thing, because they have his line set high at 40.5 for someone who takes 12 attempts a game. So I'm banking on Keegan Murray. He doesn't have to do much more than what he's already been doing. That's my point, is he's already been doing it. So let's take a look here, and then I'll show you guys some bonus plays, and then I got to get over and make some backdoor fantasy sports content. Okay, so they love his points over, they love his rebounds over, they love the points, rebounds over. They're just, his assists over. They're like, yeah, anything Keegan Murray. They obviously think the same thing. So 19.5 PRA, they like that over. They like his points the best, 52.02% odds to hit the over. They like the rebounds over 5.5. Points, rebounds, they've got that there, 51.16% odds to hit the over, -123. We're rolling with it. We're going Keegan for this game. All right. I thought about taking his fantasy score, because this dude is sneaky on defense. But I decided the points, rebounds are where it's at. Like the history of the plays and stuff for fantasy score, it just wasn't showing me these kind of numbers. So if you guys want to have this app for yourself, Outlier, that helps you make these kind of decisions, adjusting minutes, taking players in and out of the equation, and covering matchups, injury reports, insights, just sign up through the Outlier link below. They're going to give you a free week. For daily grind, if you want this optimizer for yourself to make sure you're taking the right play, also just to put plays on your radar, use code JRUSSO. They're going to give you 25% off for as long as you want to lock in any of their tools, all the way up to a year. All right, let's look at some bonus plays. All right, they like Tyler Herro fantasy score. Good Lord. Super favorite. 40.5. They've got it at 54.25% odds to hit the over. Major juice. Okay. Draymond Green. Oh, so some of these are not going to be for tonight's games. Vucevic, they don't like his fantasy score. They have that heavily favored to the under. I'm going to look for just plays for tonight. Gafford over 5 rebounds. They love it. 53.75% odds to hit the over. Devin Carter. I was like so tempted, because this is an incredibly low line. I looked at this play for a while. I'm just a little nervous about what his minutes are going to be. He gets like 15, 16 minutes typically. So I'm like, But over 4.5, they love it. 53.74% odds to hit the over, -140. Malik Monk is out, so maybe that will play a role. Andrew Wiggins points, assists under, 53.69% odds to hit the under. Tyler Herro assists at 5.5 now. It was super juiced under before. So interesting. Okay, so it's juiced to the over. If I'm not mistaken, I thought that's what we looked at earlier. 53.58% odds to hit the over now, -135, and everyone's got the 5.5. So that's kind of confusing to me. So maybe it's just showing the odds, not, well, it usually shows like if you're looking at an over, and yeah, I just assumed that was, they were all talking about that I'm getting off track here, but it was just confusing me earlier. All right, let's see. Josh Giddey. Oh my God, it's so tempting, man. They love his PRA over. I'm nervous about that forearm. If you're not scared of the forearm, if Giddey's 100%, he is going to ball tonight. So I'm too scared. When I was reading up on him saying it's about managing the pain and learning about what the tendonitis does, like, it made me too nervous. So yeah, they love it. 53.45% odds to hit the over -135. Everyone's got, well, we've got, a decent amount of juice on the 37.5. Man, I just wish he was totally healthy, because Giddey just matches up so well against the Heat. All right, there's another Devin Carter. They don't like his 3-pointers made, and I got to get out of here. Derek Lively, points, rebounds. This dude, I mean, when he's healthy and we know he's good to go, getting a points rebounds line for him at 10.5 is ridiculous. He's very talented, but I haven't seen him playing regularly in a while, so I'm a little nervous about it, but that is a very big discount at what his lines are coming out at. 53.27% odds to hit the over. And then Josh Giddey, they like his assists over 9. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with Giddey. I hope he's 100%. I'm loving this bounce back that he's had with Chicago. Everything he's been through, no matter how you feel about it, I think he's managed himself well, and he's embraced his new team, and they've embraced him, and I love the story about it. So don't forget to like the video on your way out. Help me out with these restrictions that I'm dealing with, but I appreciate you guys. Go over to the Backdoor Fantasy Sports channel. Jordy and I will be on in a little bit. We're going to drop some more plays. But as always, guys, thank you for the support. Have a great Wednesday, and I'll catch you in the next video.